interesting as, even from a coaching standpoint, which is what's really fun about baseball, is even when you kind of have an idea what you think is going to happen, it never ends up exactly like you think it's going to happen. And you try to evaluate, you try to pinpoint, you try to put guys in position to be successful and kind of see how things are going to break down. You take those strengths and then you work with them, and then you find the weaknesses and you try to take those and put them in spots where those weaknesses are then going to become strengths. And this guy, more than anybody on our team, really kind of started to fall into that role where his strengths were very, very good. But what we thought were maybe his weaknesses, he just kept working and working and working and working till they weren't weaknesses at all. They became strengths, which then made him unbelievably valuable, not just positionally, but offensively. And then it was on the mound. And then it became just everything that we did. And for this guy, I don't know, because for lots of our guys, this is my first go round with them. But I would really venture to say that even at times he was like, "Wow, I'm pretty good at this. I'm getting it done." And the best part about that was the competitive level that he brought to the table. Because in high school, a lot of times your best players are good and they're better than other guys, so then they just are better than other guys, and they never really learn how to compete, which doesn't help you down the road. You really have to figure out, what am I going to do when I run up against other good players? Or what am I going to do when things aren't really going well, but I still got to get the job done because I'm important to the team? And this guy just did it. I need you to do this. Got it done. I need you to go out there today, and I need you to do this. And if you came and watched the game, if you were on the outside of the fence, it was never like, "Ooh, that's the best looking guy on the field. That guy is, the fastest guy out there. That guy's got the best swing. That guy's got the best mechanics." It wasn't that guy. It was the guy who got it done every time. And when I mean every time, I'm talking every time. MVPs usually equate to statistics. His stats are good, and I read his pitching stats earlier. His offensive stats are equally good. But this guy wins the MVP for his competitiveness and his willingness to go out and actually say, "I'm going to beat you." How? I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to do it. This year's MVP is Tony Caprino. All right, I'm doing pretty good. Some of you don't think that, but it's true. Okay, just to wrap things up, this year has been tremendous. Our group has been great, but really our whole group, everybody involved. The support that we've got, the commitment, the buy-in, the belief, it's so appreciated to what we're doing. Those of you that don't know any better, then that's awesome. Those of you that know that it can be different, you know what I'm talking about. And those of you that aren't going to be here anymore but wish you were, spread that word. And because that's how things grow and that's how things get better. And whether we win baseball games or not, it's not that big a deal. What we're doing outside of baseball is what's really important. But we're here to compete. We want to win. But all of those things that we do end up, letting winning be a byproduct of that. And I just really appreciate the opportunity because, for me, I've been doing this a long time, and certainly, it's hard at times for lots of different reasons. But the enjoyment that you get out of seeing guys grow, get better, people involved in the program. Things that we talked about with community support, things like that. Those are things that really continue to push you forward and are the fun part of really doing this because, as I've said a million times to our guys, it's hard to win in high school baseball consistently because we don't can't recruit our players. We just play with what we get. But here at Verrado, we're blessed because we got a lot of good players. We got a lot of good people involved. But I don't just want to win on the field. We want to win off the field. And with these kids that have been introduced here tonight, from our freshman or JV level, and all of our guys up here right now, we can do that. We can really do that here, and not only make it a great place because we're winning baseball games, but a great place because the best part about doing something awesome is that other people wish they were involved, and I think that's the biggest compliment that you can get. I know our guys want to talk for just a minute, but I would like to give these guys one more round of applause. Our 2015-16
All right, so I want to thank the parents and the players for the wonderful season we had and all the support you guys gave us. But most of all the players from freshman, JV, and varsity, would like to thank all the coaches for such a great season, and we would like to thank you coaches with the lowest press. So, Tristan. So, Stu Parker. Charlie Frederick. I'm not going to talk about it. Rocky King. Papa, Enrique Coro. Clint Embos. Coach Nick Swanson. Mark Flatten. Again, all of us players, family members, we'd like to thank you coaches for the great season you gave us. Thank you for everything.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up here. You guys just hang out right there. When you're trying to do something, especially at the level that we try to do it at, you need people to really get a lot of things done for you. But it's always difficult when you take over because who do you ask? These people, this person, that person. It's not about who do you think will do it, but you just don't really know who can do it or who's going to do it or whatever. And for me, I had an opportunity. I think it was the second day after saying that I would take this job. I came up to the field and we're standing out there, me and Enrique, and I'm like, man, the field doesn't look real good. Guess we'll have to do something about that. And we started looking at the bullpen, saying, hey, we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to fix this. We're going to have to fix that. And he's like, hey, I want you to meet somebody. And he introduced me to Rocky. And I'm like, hey, we're trying to do this. Or I don't have any idea who Rocky is. And Enrique's like, I think he's going to be able to help us. And so that I'm like, hey, we need to move this gigantic storage bin, and I need it over here. We're just talking out loud, and we kind of went through what some of the things that we're going to do the field or whatever, and again, we're just kind of talking peripheral. I think Rocky was going to have practice out there because he had been doing that during the summer, and so the next day we come out to the field, and there's this gigantic truck over there. I won't say what company it is. He might get in trouble for that. But there's this gigantic truck out there, and he's like, so where do you want that thing? It's like, I want it over here. And he's like, okay, let's move that. So we moved the gigantic storage bin, which was the very first thing that we did, our first field improvement. And watching him move it was amazing. So you might want to check that out one time. It's like next time you have down power lines in your area, then he'll be over there, so you can see it now. But like he was moving this thing, and it's just amazing to me. And I'm talking to Enrique, and I'm like, so who is this guy? He's like, oh, man, I met him a while ago, whatever, blah blah blah. And he's like, but he coached the freshman team last year. I'm like, well, can he coach? And Enrique goes, does it matter? Right there. I'm like, you're right, he's hired. So at that point, I was like, man, that's a gold mine right there, meeting this guy. And but then I met his wife, and I gave him a chance to thank her before me because I'm a gentleman. But after I met her, I was like, you're pretty important, Rocky, but you're paling in comparison to what your wife is going to get done for us. And being involved in what I'm doing is not easy, because I'm like, this is what I need, and then I need that done tomorrow, because I probably should have told you that last week, but I didn't, so I still need it done tomorrow. And finding someone that can work with that and understand what you're trying to do, and also understand that everything that you do, no one really cares about until it doesn't get done, and then it would be a big deal. But when you do it, everyone just assumes that, I wonder who got that done. Okay, it worked out great, thanks. And then you also have a kid in the program, but you might not go to their games, you might not see them play, you might not, the things you're doing might not affect necessarily them at the moment, but the buy-in has to be so great that you're willing to do it for every kid in the program. And as much as all of us want to be that person, most of us don't have the time, but certainly some of us at heart can't do it. It's just tough. To find somebody that was willing to give up all of that and help us really, really push this program forward, I am going to be, forever in debt to the day I met Rocky, so then I could meet his wife, so then she could help me really, really get things done in this program. And I just really need everyone to understand how important she has been to not only this program, but to me personally. So, Raina Keene, thank you so much. All right. We're going to wrap things up here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. I hope that if you're sitting in here and you have a ninth grader, that you can really look up here and appreciate what this program's all about. Because I understand, you've been sitting there a long time. Your kid got called a long time ago. This program's about the program. And being a part of it is something special. Individual awards, stats, it doesn't matter. Just being here, being a part of what we're doing is such a big part of your son's life and their opportunity to learn what it really is like to be a part of something. We do our best. We don't always get it right, but we try really hard. I appreciate everything that everybody does, especially things like this. And I just want you to know that we value what you do, and we certainly value the time and effort it takes to be a part of our baseball program. For our seniors, we have your senior banners over here we'd like to give to you, so make sure you pick those up before you leave. And from a cleanup standpoint, if you could just make sure your trash gets thrown away, chairs get put back in certain spots, things like that, that would be so grateful, or we'd be grateful. But most importantly, we do have a little bit of time. Make sure you say hi to people. Make sure you meet people that you haven't met before, and certainly enjoy your last opportunity here for some of you, and certainly for some of you, the opportunity to know that you're going to be sitting around these other people for a long time to come. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great night.